Well, Alice, thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time to tell us about your experience of participating in the Illuminated Scripture project that we did during Lent and are continuing to do beyond Lent. So I've got a couple of questions I wanted to ask you about your experience. The
Okay.
first one is, did you have any expectations of this before you put pen to paper? And if so, what were they?
My expectations, I think, were that I needed to get it done, and I needed it to be look good, and the whole thing had to look good. It was all about making sure that I had the proper color pen, and that what was I going to do about the illustrations, because I'm not an artist. I was going to have to find something that would work, but it was all about what the work was going to look like at the end.
Okay. Um, as you began to hand copy the chapter, what was something you discovered during the process?
Well, I discovered that I had to slow down, and it was like my whole focus had to shift, because a couple of times I started to write words in a different order. I was editing the Bible as I went along, because that's what I do. And I realized that my brain was still interfering with my what I was seeing and what I was putting down on paper.
Uh, okay. What was something that surprised you about the experience?
Well, how different it was. The whole idea, I think, is that I found the experience to be a sort of prayer,
Hmm.
that it was so different than anything that I had done before, that I was connecting with the words physically rather than mentally or even spiritually, that it was flowing through it. I found it, even though my hands got cramped because I haven't written in longhand, that much longhand, in years and years, was that that was part of the experience. It was so relaxing because I wasn't thinking. I was just letting the words flow from my eyes down into my hand.
Uh,
And I was concentrating not on sentences or passages. I was every word, and then even sometimes forming the letters. So it was, I guess that, Howard Gardner would talk about a kinetic experience. It was much more, for me, an unusual physical experience with church and religion than I'd ever had before.
Wonderful. Well, we are about, I don't know, a third of the way through the Gospels. And if there's someone watching this who might be interested in taking on one chapter, is there some sort of final parting words of advice you might give someone?
I think you should try it. You will surprise. I hope it surprises you and delights you and nourishes you as much as it has me. I mean, I'm going to do another Bible verse, and I've already got started a list of other verses and other places in the Bible that I'm going to copy out, just for myself, just to have that experience, because I think it's very, very meaningful, and I hope folks will find it as well. Try it. I mean, if I can do it, you can do it.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Alice. Thank you for participating, and thanks for taking a few minutes today to talk about your experience.
You're welcome, Sean. Take care.
You
Thanks for
too.
coming up with the idea. It's been wonderful.
Great.